Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to the live sessions of the week. We're talking about nighttime skin routine, and so we're going to continue with our series talking about exfoliation. So, we had a couple of days of exfoliation. We've had a day where we did the scrubber brush. Then we had a day where we did a scrub with our hands. And now today is the last day because, like I said before, if you guys remember, you really only should be scrubbing your face or doing exfoliation to your face 2 to 3 times a week. So this is my limit. This is the third time. And the good thing is that I've covered all the bases of this last series, this last installment of exfoliation in the series. So tonight we're going to do a chemical exfoliation. So, the chemical exfoliation is kind of like a big warehouse. It's either chemical exfoliation, an enzyme exfoliation. It's all pretty much whatever the product does to do the exfoliation. You don't have to use your hands. You don't have to do anything physical with it. It's really the product doing the work. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. And of course, I'm going to do one while we're talking. So, tonight I have a product that is a chemical exfoliator. Let me see if I can angle this right. Yeah. And so it's a liquid. And this is actually the active ingredient in this is malic acid, which is derived from apples. So it's pretty gentle, yet very effective. So I already did my cleanse. So you guys go back into some of the history. We talked about cleansing that very first time that I started this live series. So my face is clean and I'm going to get started with just applying the product all over my face. What I like to do is get a nice thick layer on everywhere. And I like to use Q-tips because I just feel like I have a little bit more control of the product, especially if it's kind of like something with a runny consistency. I feel like I can kind of get that applied on my face a little bit better when I use a Q-tip. Hey Gina, how you doing? Thank you for joining. And so I'm just gonna get this on. It really smells really nice. So, and I actually use this product in the Skin Lab. So if you guys do come to see me for an appointment and we get into using some anti-aging products, this is my preferred exfoliant when I do my anti-aging facials. So, good thing I had some of this stuff at home so I can demo it for you guys tonight. Smells real good, and like I said, I really like chemical exfoliants because I don't have to do any work. I just put it on and it does the work for me. If you recall, you can go down into my feed kind of, let me see, I want to say like 2-3 months ago, I did a post about a pineapple mask, and guess what? That actually counts as a chemical exfoliant or enzyme exfoliant actually, because pineapple has active ingredient bromelain, which is the enzyme that actually acts as an exfoliant. So it's doing like a 2-for-1 deal. You got the mask going on in that, plus you're getting the exfoliation. So that counts. Papaya is another one that pulls double duty when you do things like a papaya mask. Same principle like the pineapple. The enzyme is doing the exfoliation work for you. So those are definitely, some great at-home exfoliants that you can whip together very quick and easy and get your exfoliation step done in your routine for your skincare. Or you could also buy product, like there's so many on the market, just like what we talked about some of the other steps, but there's a lot of different products out there that you can purchase. It really is all about, your skin type and exactly what you're trying to achieve. Set your expectations as well. So I've got a nice application of this guy on. Let's have a little bit more dabs. We're just going to let this sit on here. And the recommended time for most enzyme exfoliants, chemical exfoliants, really no more than 10 minutes. Don't get carried away letting this sit on for too long. One, again, you don't want to over exfoliate by leaving these products on too long. And there's also some products that just pretty much shut down after a certain amount of time. So you're just kind of leaving it on for no reason. So 10 minutes max. This particular product, when I use it in the salon, depending on the client's skin, I usually leave it on for about 8 minutes maximum. So while this guy's on, we're going to let this sit here and do its thing. Chemical exfoliants, enzyme exfoliants, there's some active ingredient that is literally chewing away the dead flakes or dead skin cells, and that's what's going to really release your brightness and your glow. We talked a little bit about in the earlier schedules of live that exfoliation is really the key important factor that's going to let your skin glow during a facial. So this is definitely not a skip you want to skip. Let's talk a little bit about skin types and exfoliation. Well, we had a great conversation yesterday with regards to dry skin, oily skin, acne skin when it came to scrubs. When it comes to chemical exfoliants or enzymatic exfoliants, skin type is really important because there are certain enzymes or active ingredients that work really well depending on your skin type. So for me, like I said, I'm very dry skin. This malic acid ingredient is really great for me. It's not too strong, it gets the job done, and it doesn't really aggravate or irritate any type of situation that's going on. For folks who have acne, this is a great option for you as well. For folks who are oily skin, I like to go in with something that's a little bit more active because not only do I want to have like an exfoliation when it comes to oily skin, but I also want to have something that's going to try to cut some of the excess grease. So I like to go in with something a little bit stronger. I go for something that's more active, more on the chemical side. So not that I'm saying that pineapple, papaya, apple acid is not going to work for you, but I'm just saying when you come into the lab for professional treatment, and if you have oily skin, I'm going to go in with something a little bit more chemical active. Any other questions? Hey, what's up, BCA girl? How you doing? Thanks for joining. So, any questions so far from the gallery with regards to exfoliants? I know we covered like a lot of material over the last few days with the scrub brush and the scrub, and now we're talking about chemical and enzymes. Any questions from the gallery as far as, exfoliation, what you should use? And if you do have anything that pops into your brain later on, of course, send me a DM and I'll go ahead and take care of it. While this is cooking, the next natural step is to move on to toning and moisture. So those are going to be the two last areas we're going to talk about in this live series. So I'm excited to kind of bust out some of my products, show you guys some different variations and what is available, and really go into that. So I'm looking forward to those last two in the segment. Okay. Let's see, we got a question. Should you do a patch test to ensure that you don't have any reaction to any of these items that you are applying? Absolutely, Gina, great question. So, patch tests. Patch tests are super important. We did talk about that in, yesterday's live where we talked about sugar scrubs versus salt scrubs and, which one you should use depending on your skin. So same rule applies here. When it comes to picking a chemical or enzyme exfoliant, if you are unsure as far as how you're going to react, absolutely do a patch test. My recommendation is to do a patch test for 3 days straight if you're going to do it on a body part, because a body part's not going to be as reactive as, say, your face. So if you're going to do a body part, like, say, the inside of your arm, do it for 3 days straight. Really work it out. give it a good workout, let you see exactly what's going to happen. If you see some improvement, then you're good to go. If you don't see a reaction, you're absolutely good to go. If you see something a little funny going on, like you're a little bit itchy, or there's a little redness, or you feel like there's a discoloration, then absolutely don't move forward with that, and definitely ask a question and seek some professional help. And like I said, the easiest way for you to try to find a product that suits your skin is to know your skin type first. That is super, super important. A lot of people think that, oh, I have sensitive skin. That's a skin type. No, it's not. That's just how your skin reacts to things. That's not really a skin type. A skin type really is dry. A skin type is oily. A skin type is combination. That's really your skin type. And if you have a question as far as how to identify what category you fall in, shoot me a DM. We'll walk through it and we'll definitely get through figuring out, where you fall on the spectrum. So that's the first thing you need to know is your skin type when you're selecting a product. And then my recommendation, of course, is to always go with something that's, gentle. You definitely want something that works. You don't want to waste your money, and I totally understand that. But when you're using certain things for the first time or doing certain processes for the first time, you want to go in slow and build your way up to the complicated stuff. So, papaya enzyme mask. If you scroll down in my feed, you'll see how I put that together. Give that a whirl at home and see how that works. When you're going shopping, same thing. Know your skin type and go for a middle of the road, lightweight chemical enzyme exfoliator, and then see how you react. And once your skin gets used to doing it, and if you want to go a little step further, go a little bit more aggressive, then you can kind of take that chance. Okay, let's see. I think I had another question. What's on my face? Okay, so what's on my face is a enzyme exfoliant, and its active ingredient is malic acid, which is derived from apples. So what I did was put on a couple of layers using a Q-tip, and I just applied it on, and it's just sitting on here and doing the work. What I did mention at the beginning was that, these types of exfoliators, you don't have to use your hands. So I kind of like it because, I can relax. I can leave it on and go do something for about 10 minutes, no more than 10 minutes maximum. And it's doing the job for me. So the active ingredient, the enzyme, the chemical exfoliator is really chewing away at all the dead skin cells and doing the work of what my hands would do with a scrub or what the bristles on a brush would do with a scrub brush. So it's doing the work. The product is doing the work for me. And you can get a bunch of this stuff like in a store. It's not hard to find. Again, just shoot me a DM if you need some help navigating what product's right for you. But there's definitely, lots of choices out there. Let's see, what else? Do we have another question? We have another question. Okay, so the exfoliation, when you're doing this at home with your own skin maintenance, I recommend you only do 2 to 3 times a week. Talked about this a little bit before yesterday when it came to the mechanical and I was using the scrub. Over exfoliating your skin can make it sensitive. Here's that sensitive skin situation. You're really, pulling down too much off of your skin. You are over scratching it with a scrub. You're over scratching it with a scrub brush. You're putting too much chemicals on too many times a week if you're using a chemical exfoliant. That's when you're going to cause an irritation and cause your skin to become sensitive because you're just doing way too much. So 2 to 3 times a week is all you need to do in order to remain beautiful, bright, and glowing. Let's see. What else? Do we have another question? No. Okay. One question that did come in from a DM last night was when you go to the salon, what is it that they do when you're getting steamed? And, how do you make sure that the person that's working on you is doing the right steps? totally valid question, because sometimes if you're a consumer, you want to make sure that the person working on you is doing the right thing. So I get that. So when you're getting your facial and you're doing your exfoliation, you want to make sure you do the exfoliation first. Then you move on to doing the steam. The steam part is supposed to help open up your pores so that you could get extracted. That's the whole point of that. You want to do the exfoliation first, help loosen up some of those dead skin cells, get that off so that, you're really exposing the pore as much as you can before you get to the exfoliation step. This is one of the major reasons why, Mirror Skin Lab has a markless and scarless extraction, because we're doing everything we can so that we don't have to do too much as far as pushing or prodding when it comes to extraction. So yeah, exfoliate first, steam after. I think that's it. That's all I had for, the DMs. A lot of people were really good as far as understanding exfoliation step. I think some of the, confusion might be coming in tomorrow's live when I talk about toners. Because toners can get kind of confusing. There's a lot out there. There's toners, there's astringents, there's fresheners. There's so many, and they all fall under the same umbrella of toner. So I think tomorrow's going to be really interesting, especially when I break out all my little supplies and show you guys the difference and, give you some tips and tricks for how to identify what's what and what product you need to use when. So this guy should be ready to come off pretty soon. So I'm going to sign off, and this is going to be the last time this week I'm doing an exfoliation. I did 3. I've done my job. I'm good. So if you guys have questions, shoot me a DM, shoot me an email. Otherwise, I'm going to see you tomorrow, and we're going to talk about toners, okay? Thank you. Thanks for joining.